What's good, YouTube? It's Karuko here, and I'm here with my performance review on the Way of Wade 808s. If you guys have seen my short that I posted, I think like last week, it was my unboxing review of the shoes, and I hadn't worn them in a game or anything since that video until yesterday. So I'm trying to get closer to the camera, but you guys could probably see that I did end up using them. Some stuff in them or whatever. Trying to get closer to the camera, make sure that it's catching it. But yeah, you guys can see probably some dust wipes will get rid of the stuff I picked up on my shoes. But yeah, these shoes remind me. I know I watched a lot of reviews of this shoe before I ended up buying them, and a lot of people compare them to the Kobe 9s and the Kobe 8s, and I've never had Kobe 9s, but I do have the Venice Beach Kobe 8s, and these are pretty beat up. Like, I obviously play basketball and play basketball like often or whatever, and in gyms, outdoors or whatever. So I put my shoes through everything. Like these shoes, all my pairs. I have the Trey Young's Pixel Edition, and then I have these Pumas. I think they're hardwood classics, but I have these ones. The Pumas and the Trey Youngs I got recently, but I've had the Kobe's for a while, and I can definitely say that they have a lot of things similar to each other. You guys can see my Kobe's. Obviously, I wore them so much, I wore down grip. I started losing just pieces of the sole. Like I put these shoes through a lot. These are a little bit heavier. Like you'll tell the difference of what's lighter and what's heavier, but when you put them on your feet and you're on the court playing, it does not feel as heavy as you would think it is. Like it feels like any normal shoe. They're comfortable as soon as you step into the shoe. They have a drop-in midsole. I know a lot of people like drop-in midsoles. There's drop-in midsoles in the Kobe 8s and the Kobe 9s. You get that low to the ground court feel. These have a crazy grip. Like playing on a dusty court or a clean court, you're gonna get a great bite. If you're on a dusty court, you don't really have to wipe too much, but if you do have to wipe, you get like just a few easy wipes and a lot of the dust will come off. I would definitely say that they're worth purchasing. Like I only have like 4 pairs of shoes, and I've always wanted a pair of 808s, but usually when you're looking at the Way of Wade site, a lot of their shoes are very expensive, and these are a budget shoe, a budget price shoe with great performance. So this is like a steal. If you want to be able to purchase this shoe, I would definitely say go for it, because it's an all-around shoe. It helps with speed, it helps with grip. You can stick your defenders easily. You can get down the court. This shoe is just an all-around great shoe. One thing I will say, when you get it out the box right away, I would suggest to put it on your feet right away and try and like wear it for like a good 2 to 5 minutes. Make sure your foot like sets in, and like so it just forms around your foot or whatever. Because when you put them on at first, they will feel very tight. Like I put them on at first and I felt like my foot was suffocating. So I put them on that first day when I did the unboxing, and then it was super tight, and I did the same thing the next day as well, and it was pretty tight. But then like I felt my foot was getting used to the shoe and like forming into the shoe, so it started getting better. And then I ended up using them yesterday, and they felt great on my feet. When you tie them up, you might feel a little bit of strain on your ankle if you tie it too tight. So don't try and tie it too tight. But if you're okay with that feel of like it being super tight on your ankle and your ankle not really having too much movement, I would say not to tie it too tight. Like tie it just good enough. These are the Honey Peach Edition. You don't really see too many people with this colorway. Most people have like the lavender or the Dynasty, or some people have the ultras, but these are a budget shoe with great performance. I know I'm Canadian, so I know Americans, their price is like $110 right now or $120. My price for the shoe is around $166, $167. I don't think they add any taxes after that or any shipping. Shipping ends up being free, so I only paid like $166 for these, which is still pretty expensive, obviously, but considering all the other shoes that would be like 180 or anything, these are a great price to go for, and you get the most out of the shoe. Another thing with this shoe, there's a lot of support in this shoe. You obviously have the sidewall here, and then you have the, you know, that bone, I don't even know what to call the bone, but the bone that you have on your ankle, that's basically where your bone ends up going. And then you have the other side of that bone, which is right here, where that ball is. But there's a lot of, like, you can, when you step and you're sliding, or you're making certain like hard stop moves, you won't like tip over. And there's this little cliff here that, like, I guess makes sure of that. Like, you keep that grip, and it won't let you tip over and roll your ankle or anything, which I find really good. Another thing I noticed when first putting these on, when getting on the court, the mesh in the tongue is breathable. Like, you get a lot of airflow, so your foot stays cool while you're playing, and it's not like your foot's not suffocating. So when I put this on, the mesh, like, I felt the air, like I felt a rush of air come through the toe of the shoe, through the tongue, and my foot felt pretty good while I was playing. Dwayne Wade is one of my favorite players, and I've never really been able to purchase one of his shoes just because of how expensive they've been. But this being at the price it was, I felt like it was a must to at least try them. And I've been watching a lot of reviews, the Foot Doctor Zach, Soul Brothers, and a whole bunch of other channels that were posting the shoe. And I've been looking for a pink shoe for the longest, so like it was the perfect opportunity for me to get everything I want out of a shoe and more, honestly. And I used these yesterday in a men's league game, and I ended up dropping 22 points in these. They feel great. You're very supported. I feel fast in them. I'm obviously a quick player, but they're a little bit heavier than the Kobe 8s, but they definitely feel like very similar. Like when you put them on, that comfort you get is very similar, and I would definitely recommend this to anybody who wants a new shoe, a budget shoe to go for. I use the trays. The trays are lighter than this, but I don't know. I just got these like a few months ago, and I think these pick up more dust than these do for sure. So you end up having to wipe these a little bit more, and you lose a little bit of traction. So I don't know. If you are looking for a shoe to get, the Wave Wade 808 are the shoe to get. The performance is impeccable. The support and protection of your foot, your ankle, everything is impeccable. So a lot of people said they had heel slippage. I didn't get any heel slippage at all. Like, my foot was very secured, and Wave Wade will tell you, or Leaning, I should say, Leaning Wave Wade will tell you to go up half a size. But I'm between a 10.5 and 11, like right in between there. So sometimes if I go 11, the shoe feels too big, and sometimes if I go 10.5, the shoe will feel too small. So I usually go 10.5 for like that snug fit. I don't like having my feet too loose in a shoe, especially when I'm playing basketball. So I went 10.5, and that's probably why I felt tight off the first put on when I put them on right when I got them. I went 10.5, and these you have a little bit of toe room, but like you're super snug into the shoe. So if you want more space, I would say go up that half a size, but I don't think it changes anything for the width. So if you have a narrow foot, the shoe would probably be very good for you. If you have a wide foot, I feel like my toe was getting a little bit cramped in this corner because of how narrow it kind of was. Like it really curved my pinky into the shoe. But other than that, I would say go true to size. Personally, I went true to size, but you guys know your foot better than anybody else does. So if you think you can go up half a size to have more comfortability or better performance out of the shoe, definitely do that. But I went 10.5. When it comes to the drop-in midsole, as you guys can see, you can feel after like the first wear, you can start to feel how comfortable it is as soon as you put your foot down into the shoe and you're walking. You get that court feel, but it's not like a hard feel. It's like a soft feel when you're on the court. Put these on real quick. It's like a soft feel when you're on the court, and like you're walking around and you feel a little bit of bounce back, which is good. I find, in my personal opinion, I have Achilles problems a lot of the time, so I feel like I have a lot of Achilles support here with that like little ripple ridge here that supports the back of your heel, ankle, and near your Achilles, which I find great. I don't feel any pain in these. Like when I'm looking at my Trae Youngs, you don't like that curve coming into your Achilles isn't as noticeable as it is in the Wave Weight 808s. And then for my Pumas, there really isn't that type of support really at all. So that's a big, like I feel a lot more protected in the 808s. The Achilles support is still kind of there in the Kobe 8s, but the Kobe 8's just one of those shoes you just feel great in. And a lot of times you'll see the people making reviews not really hoop competitively, so they don't get the full feel out of the shoe that they could be getting or should be getting. So me knowing that, I just had to share my review on the shoe myself, knowing that my Kobe's ended up any basketball shoe that I wear, I push it to the limit, knowing that it should be able to protect me and keep me on the court doing the things that I know my body and feet are basically capable of doing. Another thing about the sole of the shoe, when you put your foot in, it's going to feel like your sock is getting gripped. Like, I don't know, it's a weird feeling that I don't really like, because when you put your sock in, you feel your sock like pull out from the back, and then you're like, it's like a weird feeling. And then you have all these ripples at the bottom of your feet sometimes, where it's like the midsole is gripping your sock. Like it keeps you like, that's another thing. It keeps you secured in the shoe for sure, but like it messes with my sock a lot, which I don't like. So sometimes you just have to put the shoe on and just deal with it, honestly. But it feels like you're in the shoe and it's holding you very well. Like the material here doesn't let your foot slide around the shoe. Like it keeps you in the shoe, which is another great thing I like about the Wave Weight 808s. For the material, it doesn't feel like cheap. The only thing is the heel feels very stiff. The whole like bottom of the shoe feels stiff, and a little bit where that like weight comes from is because of that. The texture of the shoe, everything about it, it's not stiff enough for you to feel uncomfortable and like your foot can't really move around or anything. Like this shoe does a perfect job of like being perfect. Like a lot of people say this is one of the best shoes to wear this year in 2022, and I couldn't agree more. Like this is the perfect shoe, and I think I would love to even cop the Ultras. I know the Ultras are supposed to be, I think, more comfortable and have more support around your ankle, which would be nice to get. I actually want to get one of those, or I think the Wave Weight 10s are something I'm looking at as well, because of the great reviews I hear on it as well, being one of the best shoes in 2022 so far. If you were looking to buy the Wave Weight 808s, I would definitely recommend it. The 10 out of 10 recommendation. The only thing I really dislike about this shoe is that like strain on your ankle you feel when you're tightening your laces. So that's the only issue I really have. Like you can't really tie too tight, or else you'll feel a lot of strain on your ankle. So if you don't want that, that's the only con to the shoe. Everything else I find is perfect. The ventilation is amazing. You feel the support from everywhere inside the shoe to the walls of the shoe that keep you inside of the shoe. There's this cool little window. I don't know if you guys could see it, but these are like windows. If you took out the midsole, you would see, like, you could probably still see my my finger a little bit right there. The aesthetics are amazing, and they feel great, and it feels like they're gonna last me a long time, just like my Kobe's did. My Kobe's for years, and they've treated me amazingly, and I can only expect and can confidently say that these will do the same. So if you guys are looking at a pair of these, I would definitely suggest you to cop, because they are not as expensive as any other wave weight shoe, but also all the other shoes on the market, like PG6s. I think those are hard to get your hand on, at least in Canada. A lot of things in Canada are harder to get your hands on. So if you're looking to buy one of these, just know from my Canadian experience, it's gonna take at least 2 weeks to get you in business days. So up to 2 weeks, and you should get your shoes. I would definitely say to purchase these shoes. I don't know if they're on sale or if they're gonna stay that price forever. So definitely try and get your hands on them as soon as possible. And I appreciate you guys for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. If you guys want to see me playing these, leave a comment down below. I'll record my next men's league game playing in these. And without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video. Much love.